Well, good evening, everyone. This is Mark Fresalone, the host of Second Sunday Community Night at Bethlehem Presbyterian Church. It's open mic night tonight, and we're excited. We have quite a slate. It's funny, artists all knowing each other. We have Bill Eiling, native son of Hunterdon County, now living over in Bucks County. And we have Howard Dreskin with us for the first time, both Bill and Howard. And let's see. Okay, Thomas is here. Thomas Johnston is our headliner. And Thomas, I'm going to move you over into the sound check room. And yeah, so we're excited to have open mic back again for the first time in a little while. So settle in and we'll give it a few minutes. I think we've got a handful of folks that came on before the show started, and the numbers are still going up. And Bill, just tell us a little bit about where you've been playing and what kind of music you like to play.
Oh, thanks, Mark. Well, where have I been playing? Well, sometimes in the living room, sometimes in my music room. If the weather's nice, I'll go out on the deck. That's been about it. Actually, I was very lucky. I had several outdoor gigs that kept me fairly busy right up until mid-November when it got too cold to play outdoors.
Mm-hmm.
So, but since then, I'm kind of relegated to making little videos at home and posting them on my Facebook music page. That's about it. That's my
Okay.
that's my musical activity.
Well, I tell you, it's a familiar story, Bill. Someone right in our own church at Bethlehem Presbyterian, a fellow named Frank McDonald, who has been at open mic with us. He's a fantastic guitarist, great voice, sings with our choir when we're doing special music. And he had never really played for anybody.
Uh-huh.
It's like him and his family have enjoyed this really, fantastic music, And so we kind of, well, he's played at our church a number of times, sometimes regular spiritual numbers and sometimes, popular numbers that are spiritual.
Right.
And but we were excited to get him in front of an audience of strangers for the first time. Now you have played venues.
No. This is something I've been doing since Jimmy Carter was president, mostly in bar bands and stuff. But about 8 years ago, I started doing the solo thing,
Okay.
which has been really really nice. As I become a grumpy old man, it's nice that I can work alone. I can just do whatever I want. I don't have to get along with anybody. I can just do my own thing.
Terrific, terrific.
Yeah.
And you've mentioned some of the open mics you've been to. They just ask you to send them a recording of you playing, video recording, right? They're not typically live. Some of these open mics. Is that what you're
Well,
experiencing?
no, I mean, this is the first open mic like this.
I meant pandemic time, online. I don't
Right,
mean where they
right,
have a venue.
right. No, there's a couple of open mics where you're kind of linked by Facebook. You make a video and you send it to that open mic's page. And
Okay.
then whoever administrates it puts all these videos and just runs them in order.
Okay.
This is more like a show. It's
Yeah.
like,
For
it's like
live.
the musicians are over here, literally in the green room, and you parade them off and on stage in turn. This is very much like being at an actual open mic with an actual host and all like that, except it's not happening in one place. It's
Yeah.
happening in everybody's home.
Cool.
So
Well,
I, I thank you and Charlie for doing such a bang up job of orchestrating all this. It's
thanks,
really great. This is
Charlie's.
this is closest I'm going to get to playing live for a while. So I'm happy for the chance.
Well, we'll be here first or second Sunday every
Okay.
month, and you are certainly welcome to
Well,
come and
thanks.
join us.
Could
And
happen.
we so and for our audience, we haven't maintained our second Sunday every month. over the course of the pandemic. But we hope now that we're past the holidays, we'll try to be here every month moving forward. We have an open slot in February for a featured artist. So whatever talents you may have, not all of our uh, visitors and featured artists are musicians. We've had folks that are storytellers and
Okay, that's neat.
historians. Please let us know. And why don't we get started with some music, Bill? What would you like to play for us this evening?
Oh, well, I'm gonna let me start my stopwatch here because I don't want to go over time. So there we go.
I started you early, Bill. So
Yeah, well, that's all right. I got lots of songs.
and we love to hear about why you play them and any
Okay.
history you may have.
Yeah.
That's what it's, as you know, that's part of the fun.
Well, the whole thing about the playing solo is after playing in all kinds of bands for years and years and years, there's all these songs that I've heard or played that have just stuck with me. And now I get to pick and choose whichever of those songs I feel like. Right now, I'd like to start with, this is kind of a segue. The first tune is by Nick Lowe. And the second one, if you haven't heard it before, I don't know where you've been. So this first one's called Fool Who Knows. I'll let you to figure out what the second one is. Well, love won't last the night if it's built on sand. But if it's built on rock, there ain't nothing that it can withstand. Guess you know by now how that old story goes. It's a very true story. Take it from a fool who knows. I was high as a bird in the sky in the month of May, with a real true fine love, all mine forever. Then one day, now my eyes are overflowing with memories such as those. They're tear-stained memories now. Take it from a fool who knows. Now those tears are falling and I feel the pain. Here comes all that hurt again. But while this heart keeps a beating, I'll just keep repeating those same mistakes that I made before. The ones that made love walk right out my door. I got a sack full of those. Take it from a fool who knows. Now my tongue's getting tired and I keep getting wired while my heart keeps a beating. I'll just keep repeating those same mistakes that I made before. The ones that had me up walking the floor. I got a sack full of those I keep digging into. A lonesome road with the cold wind blowing. It's the path that I chose. Take it from a fool who knows. Take it from a fool who knows. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Here are those dark clouds that made me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Yes, I can make it now, the pain is gone. All All of those bad feelings have disappeared. Here is the rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Take it to the bridge. Look all around, there ain't nothing but blue skies. Look straight ahead, there ain't nothing but blue skies. Whoa, yeah, oh, I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Here is the rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
The
Bill.
late Johnny Nash, who I guess died this past year.
Did
So
he?
there you go. Yeah, he did.
Wow.
I have always been a huge fan of the Kinks, and I don't think I've played a solo gig yet where I haven't done at least one Kinks song. So I don't want to break that string. This is possibly my favorite Ray Davies Kinks tune.
Okay.
Dirty old river, must you keep rolling, rolling into the night? People so busy make me feel dizzy. Taxi lights shine so bright, but I don't need no friends. Long as I gaze on Waterloo sunset, I am in paradise. Every day I look at the world through my window. Chilly, chilly is the evening time. Waterloo sunset's fine. Terry meets Julie, Waterloo Station, every Friday night. But I am so lazy, I don't want to wander. I stay at home at night. But I don't need no friends. Long as I gaze on Waterloo sunset, I am in paradise. Every day I look at the world from my window. Chilly, chilly is the evening fine. Waterloo sunset's fine. Millions of people swarming like flies round Waterloo Underground. Terry and Julie cross over the river where they feel safe and sound. But they don't need no friends. Long as they gaze on Waterloo sunset, they are in paradise. Every day I look at the world through my window. Chilly, chilly is the evening side. Waterloo sunset's fine. Waterloo sunset's fine. There's a Kinks tune.
Nice.
Thanks. I like that one. Oh, let's see what else we got
My
here.
wife was a Kinks fan.
Okay.
She's got quite a musical uh, uh, background. She doesn't sing. I don't want to use other verbs, can't or
Okay.
something like that. But she doesn't sing typically unless she's in the church congregation. I
Uh-huh.
always tell the story. We were just dating at the time, and we went to dinner over there where you're living now in Pennsylvania,
Uh-huh.
possibly Bucks County. And a little traveling guitarist was going from table to table, stumping people,
Okay.
and he knew every one hit wonder there was. Well, he had to give up at our table after, I don't know, 20, 25 minutes. He could not stump my wife.
She knew them all.
She knew them all.
That's great. Well, here's one that she would definitely know. So in these strange and troubled times, I'm trying to sing some more positive and uplifting tunes so we can take our minds off all the negative stuff that's going on out there. So here's one. Feel free to sing along. Trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you. I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white. The dark of the day and the dark sacred night. Whoops, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Colors of the rainbow so pretty in the sky, just like the faces of all those people going by. I see friends shaking hands saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Satchmo.
That's terrific.
I love that song. That's so nice.
My cousin was telling me about old movies that she can watch over and over again, and that's one of those songs that can come on every day as far as I'm concerned.
Exactly.
No problem with that.
Yeah, it's just a nice song to play. It makes you feel good.
Yeah.
This one's a little different. Among probably my favorite songwriter is the late great John Prine, and I don't think I've played a gig where I haven't done a couple of his songs either. So here's one. And I actually never done this before. I mean, I've played it here in the house, but never for anyone. But the events of this past week said, yeah, this would be a good song to play today.
Okay.
So this one's called That's How Every Empire Falls.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Rock on, Bill.
came from Alexandria, just a broken man in flight, running scared with all his devils, saying prayers all through the night. Oh, but mercy cannot find him, not in the shadows where he calls, forsaking all his better angels. That's how every empire falls. Bells ring out on Sunday morning like echoes from another time. All our innocence and yearning, the sense of wonder left behind. Oh, and gentle hearts remember, what was that story? Is it lost? For religion loses vision, that's how every empire falls. He toasts his wife and all his family, the providence he brought to bear. They raise their glasses in his honor, although this union they don't share. A man who lives among them is still a stranger to them all. For when the heart is never open, that's how every empire falls. And lock the door and lock the windows, put the people in the street. It's just my job, he says, I'm sorry. He draws his check, goes home to eat. But at night he tells his woman, I know I hide behind the laws. She says, you're only taking orders. That's how every empire falls. Bitter wind blows through the country, and a hard rain falls on the sea. Terror comes without a warning, must be something we don't see. What fire begets this fire, like torches thrown into the straw? No one asks and no one answers, that's how every empire falls. If no one asks and no one answers, that's how every empire falls.
There's one I didn't know.
Yeah, that's actually I don't. I turned off my stopwatch. I'm not keeping an eye. Oh, there we are. Good. 17 minutes. We're doing great.
Okay.
All right. So speaking of current events, might need a second to check the tuning with the capo. So if anyone's actually listening, my name is Bill Illing. I have a Bill Illing's music page on the Facebook, or you can look me up at billillingmusic.com. I have a website and everything, just like a real professional musician.
I just posted the musical advent calendar link.
Oh, yeah, that was fun. I was doing a song a day, just like an advent calendar. A month of Christmas songs.
Yep.
Let's see how this works. This one goes out to Stacey Abrams.
Okay.
Georgia, Georgia, the whole day through, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Georgia, Georgia, a song of you comes as sweet and clear as moonlight through the pine. Other arms reach out to me, other eyes smile tenderly. Still in graceful dreams I see that old road leads back to you. Georgia, Georgia, no peace I find, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind, on my mind, on my mind, Georgia on my mind.
Nice. Now, Bill, you know, you played that in one of our sound checks,
Yes.
and that reminds me of driving in my dad's old Ford Galaxy, listening on WHN radio when as a kid, because that song seemed to be coming on all the time at some period of my life.
It's been around a long time, and pretty much everybody's covered it. I guess Ray Charles' version is my favorite
That's the one I think of.
for sure. But you know, Hoagie Carmichael, if he only wrote one song, that would have been it. But he didn't. He wrote a whole bunch of good ones. Let's try.
Well, what do you think? You got another number or two for us, Bill?
Sure. This is another, I just learned this one about a month or so ago. This was written by Kieran Kane and Kevin Welsh, who are excellent songwriters who have worked separately and together. And they are joined on this one by Fats Kaplan, a wonderful multi-instrumentalist who has spent the last 5 years or so with John Prine's band. So I've seen Fats play a number of times. He's an awesome musician and a funny guy. So
Great.
this one's called I Can't Wait.
Okay.
Something a little uplifting. Someday we'll roll away the stone that we've carried for so long. All our burdens will be gone, and I can't wait. Someday we'll find our way to an understanding of all views. No prayer will be refused. I can't wait. It seems that we've gone too far, now we don't know where we are. I believe we'll find a guiding star, and I can't wait. If faith is the final place where all fears have been erased, the locks have fallen from the gates, and I can't wait. Someday we'll roll away the stone that we've carried for too long. All our burdens will be gone, and I can't wait. We will find our way to an understanding of all views. No prayer will be refused, and I can't wait. I can't wait.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Take us into the next, our next singer, Bill.
Okay.
What do you want to rap with?
Oh, well, let's see. I got a short one. This is a little 2-minute song. This one was written by Hank Williams' granddaughter, Holly Williams, who's a fine songwriter and a great performer. And I just like this song.
I had no idea. Rock on.
Oh, when I reach the end of Rodeo Road, don't shed no tears for me. When I reach the end of Rodeo Road, set my pony free. From a stick horse to a quarter horse, the saddle has been my home. I've always walked in leather boots. I've always rode alone. Oh, when I reach the end of Rodeo Road, don't shed no tears for me. When I reach the end of Rodeo Road, set my pony free. Set my pony free. Thanks for having me.
Bill, this is wonderful. Please come back.
You betcha.
And Bill, as you feel free to stay in the studio.
Oh yeah, no, I'm gonna hang around and listen to the other folks.
And video off. And next up will be Howard Dreskin. As Howard, you could put yourself on video and audio. And want to thank Bethlehem Presbyterian for hosting us. Normally in the fellowship hall at the church.
Yeah, here's hoping I get to come play in the church sometime. That would be fun.
We're all
Okay,
you
so
can't know how we're waiting.
You're going to take me out of here. Or do I have to press something?
If you just mute, you'll be good to go. And
Okay. Awesome. Thanks again, Mark. I'll be in touch.
we're so glad you could be here anytime.
My pleasure. Adios, amigo.
Bye bye. And but just a quick thanks to Bethlehem Presbyterian. This is also their Zoom channel and their open mic channel in YouTube. It's just been a wonderful thing. And I was telling Bill, we've just loved that we had young people come on who never played for an audience before. We've had folks been in the kitchen for 20 years. One fellow, I think his name is Daniel, used to play, and for 20 years he didn't play in front of an audience. And through a friend, of course, member of the church, egging him on, he played at our open mic for the first time in front of an audience in a long time. And again, fabulous artist, like Frank at our church. We got to enjoy him in the congregation, and he's just a just out and out outstanding musician, and never playing for anybody. And it's just a wonderful thing that the church has given us a place to bring young and old on. And that's the point of mentioning some of these stories is it's not just young folks that are hiding talent back away. So Howard, come on in and how are you?
Good.
Howard, a friend of First Friday, I should say friends, Carolyn, Jack Johnson introduced us, and we're so glad to have you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Howard, you've been playing in church services, but you haven't really played since the pandemic and distancing a whole lot, have you?
I've been playing on Zoom a fair amount for Grace UCC, and recently he's got a more, a mic setup which improves the audio, but no, I've been sticking with it, and they're very receptive to the songs I, play, and they're very open-minded. So it's not all gospel religious oriented, obviously, but
This is what Frank brought to our church as well. Here's a song you might hear on WABC rock and roll radio.
Right.
And it was big, some number of years ago, but it's got a spiritual message, and here you go. And
yeah, I'm
nice
going to
when
play
a
a mix
open.
of. I also have a band background. Up until about 2 years ago, I had a local band, but I've always played acoustic guitar and sung, so it's interesting to play songs that you played with a band solo.
Mhm.
It's like you hear other parts in your head in a way, but it's still fun.
Good stuff. And as we said, we have a good amount of time. We often ask folks to do just a few songs, but feel free to stretch out your repertoire a little bit, and I'll just let you introduce your first song, Howard, and rock on.
Okay, I'll probably play four, I think, but the first song is a song I wrote called "Just Want to Make You Happy," which has always been fun to play in bars and in a band setting, and I like playing it solo too. Honey, honey, tell me everything you know. You don't have to sell me. I bought it a long time ago. When I'm around you, I want you to see. I'm so glad I found you. So glad you found me. I wanna make you happy. That's all I really want to say. I say, just wanna make you happy. Day after day. When I'm around you, I want you to know I'm so glad I found you. Don't want to let you go. No. Just wanna make you happy. That's all I really want to say. I say, just wanna make you happy. Day after day.
Wow, that was one soulful song, Howard.
Thank you.
I have to say, I've only run across a small percentage of the guitarists I've ever seen. I mean, like I could think of three, including you, who basically mix strumming and lead guitar. You know, it's just where you're playing some lead, but you don't have to abandon the chords to do it.
It's a job.
I quote unquote play guitar, but I basically I can strum, you know, off
Yeah.
guitar tabs with a lot of people singing loud, so nobody hears me strumming. And to me, that's black magic. That's nice.
Yeah, well, that's it's kind of a reggae-ish feel, you know, which I love that music.
Mm,
Bob Marley and, you know, all that.
good stuff.
Now, this is what I would call a folk gospel song because there's no writer it's ascribed to. And it's a song I've been playing for the Grace Church Group for 13 years or so. And this is my fallback because I just like this song.
All right.
Tempted and tried, we're off made to wonder why it should be thus all the day long, while there are others living about us. Never seem bothered, though in the wrong. Farther along, we'll know all about it. Farther along, we'll understand why. Cheer up, my brother, live in the sunshine. We'll understand it all by and by. We'll understand it all by and by. Faithful till death said, our loving master. A few more days to labor and wait. The toils of the road will then seem as nothing as we sweep through that beautiful gate.
That's pretty. Why don't I know that song?
Uh, I heard it on the album, the first album that Linda Ronstadt, Dolly Parton, and Emmylou Harris did. I don't remember the name of it, but
Okay, nice.
Trio, I think it's called.
Okay.
But it's, I love the song.
And
All right,
Howard,
what I'm going to do next, I cleared this with Charlie,
okay,
and I I did a demo. I have a little digital recorder in my house, and I did a demo of this song about 6 months ago onto the recorder, and I'm going to play the track without the vocal, and I'm gonna sing live and play with the song. This song is I've written a bunch of songs, but this is a very unusual song for me. Um, when I introduce the song, I say this song is about a real dream, if there is such a thing. When we walk down the lane, there's trouble in our way. People line the path, they're waiting every day. I don't know what they need, I only want to dream about you, about you, about, tell me, could you see me if I'm in some other place? Tell me, would you know me if I wore another face? We play a part in so many scenes, I only want to dream about you, about you, about you. Do you know that I care? Do you know I'll be there? And do you know that I need you?
all right. That worked well.
Yeah, does it sound okay on your end?
It did.
Good. Yeah, it's an interesting song to me.
It's great stuff. We had a lot of different types of music. Uh, over the years at our open mic, we have, almost, R&B with young people, almost hip hop kind of music. And just this has been a great show. I've loved all your selections. Bill played a lot of great favorites, and we'll hear new stuff from Thomas Johnston, and we love his style as well. And I have to say, uh, over the course of the second half of 2019 and on into what we've heard this year, he's really branched out. So, but this is a great night of music, and I know I represent a particular old codger kind of demographic, but I'm just loving this. Thank you so much, Howard, for coming.
Yeah, I'm glad to play. Uh, my taste runs from the kind of stuff I played to R&B type stuff and into country and rockabilly, and the band I had, it all sounded twangy, Telecaster, bass and two guitars, bass and drums. But we did a very odd, not odd, but a mixture of things, because that's really what I grew up with. I didn't become a solid devotee of just one thing, and we've heard so much in the culture that it's. I like to play different things. To that point.
Join.
I can't be found sitting home all alone. You don't come around, please be telephone. Don't be cruel to a heart that's true. If I made you sad, something that I might have said, please don't forget the past. The future looks bright ahead. Don't be cruel to a heart that's true. Don't want no other love, baby. It's just you I'm thinking of. Don't stop thinking of me. Don't make me feel this way. Come over here and love me. You know what I want you to say. Don't be cruel to a heart that's true. Should we be apart? I really love you, baby. Cross my heart. Don't be cruel to a heart that's true. Don't be cruel to a heart that's true. Don't want no other love, baby. It's just you I'm thinking of. We'll walk up to the preacher, then you say I do. You know that you'll have me. You know that I'll have you. Don't be cruel to a heart that's true. Should we be apart? I really love you, baby. Cross my heart. Don't be cruel to a heart that's true. Don't be cruel to a heart that's true. Don't want no other love, baby. It's just you I'm thinking of.
All right. Well, Howard, you sure you don't want to take us out with one more number? We'll say goodbye for tonight.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna play another song of mine.
All right.
This is called "When Will I Be Over You." I've seen a dark cloud on a crystal day. Somebody show me how to make it go away. It's been a long road from where we started to where it all went wrong. So many strange days, and each one seemed like it went on way too long. When I get over you, when will I get over you? Things will get better, that's what everybody says. Till it happens to them, then it's anybody's guess. I can't say what I really learned. My mind can't turn the page or read another lonely word. When I get over you, when will I get over you? Tell me something I don't know now. Tell me something more. Tell me how to steer things back to what we had before. When I get over you, when will I get over you? When will I get over you? When will I get over you?
All right. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Howard, thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
A
It's
great
fun.
evening of music so far. Yes.
Appreciate it.
Well, you can come back anytime. Like I said, we'll be here every month. We're hoping to keep it on a roll now that the holidays are over. So whenever you can, the spirit moves you. Let us know. We'd love to have you. I'll add you to our artist mailing list, so you'll have a heads up.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, and just let me, Howard, I'll meet you, and just say thanks to some of our sponsors here with this shameless plug for, besides Bethlehem Presbyterian, who I mentioned earlier, we've got Black River Roasters. Haven't been there in a while now because, you know, we're not on site. I have been to Sweet Melissa's, I have to say. my doctor's not thrilled, but we can't stay away from that place. And ShopRite 100 Inn, of course, been a great sponsor, uh, uh, filling in all the healthy goodies and other things when we're back at the church. So even though we're distanced right now, we like to remind everyone who kept us going. You know, this is uh, Charlie. I try to remember if this is right. We started in September 2016. You know, so it's I guess our fifth year, you would say. It's hard to believe. It's um, it's been sustained this long, and with great artists like Thomas Johnston, who will be coming up here. We call him our favorite son, you know, uh, as our featured artist tonight. And then folks that we've never had before, Bill Eiling and Howard Dreskin, coming on with just great guitar work and singing and repertoire. Uh, Folks living right here in our area. That's what it's all about. It's great music. Um, we heard some original music, and I believe we'll hear a lot more. Uh, and so our sponsors are important to us. We're giving us a venue and a Zoom venue as well, and YouTube venue. And we hope we'll be back, you know, relatively soon in the fellowship hall at Bethlehem Presbyterian. And I'll tell you, Charlie Asbury, I call him our sound guy. You know, he's turning into more than that because he's working. He's done some live events now, including at a nearby winery here in Hunterdon, where you know he's helped to mix the video event with really quality mixed audio in a live broadcast, just Zoom, I believe, in that case, not through any of the social media venues. But what I wanted to say is when we do come back in, oh, looks like we have a guest here. When we do come back in, I don't know who this is, at the church, we are going to try to meet together in both. Now, hang on just a moment here. I'm going to ask Charlie to go to the green room, and I will assign this person to the green room as well. Um, uh, but what we're going to do in that case is go ahead and broadcast and be live. So we don't know exactly what it'll look like and so on, but I mean, we want to have everyone out when we can open those doors to Fellowship Hall. You know, if you're like me, you know, the conversations during our interim break before our featured artist comes on live uh, and the rest of the show when we stop and get a cup of coffee and a bunch of grapes. Those are great conversations, you know. And at the end of the show, we like to say goodbye to everyone. Some folks are trying to clean up, you know, all the sound equipment and whatnot. So it's great to be there. But if you can't for any reason, we're going to try to broadcast even when we're back at the church in Fellowship Hall. So, you know, that's pretty much the story here. We don't know when it'll be, but we can't wait. And Thomas, I wonder if you're getting close here to being ready to join us. I'll bring you online, and we'll see how you're doing, man. It's been a while. And let's see. Let me stop sharing my sponsor screen. How you been, Thomas?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
It's been what? Long time. What, 3 days?
That's right. At least
After like 3 months?
exactly.
Howard and Bill, I really enjoy listening to you guys. It was wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. And Bill, I especially want to let you know I was when I did the sound check the other night, I had my Yankees hat on. I did not wear it tonight out of respect for you. So Bill's a Red Sox fan. So no, the song selections, everything were great. So really enjoyed it. Got my work cut out for me following these gentlemen. So, but always good to be participating in a Bethlehem Presbyterian Church event. So thanks for having me on.
We appreciate you being here and love having you. Bring us in with a tune, and then after your first tune or two, whatever you decide, love to chat about what's been going on.
Okay. Well, like I said, like everyone else, haven't had much chance to play out. You go from averaging 140 shows a year to play 42. It's a downer, but we've been busy writing and recording. And so we're planning on a new 12-song CD coming out in the spring called Traveling Companions. And I'm going to play most, if not all, of the songs that are going to be on there. So we're going to start, and we're playing them in order too. So,
All right.
so this song is just about, people, partners, whatever they are, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it might be. Just we've been through some tough times and such. Everybody goes through them, and it's always good when your partner reassures you that things are going to be all right and we'll get through it. So this is called Rest Assured. Rest assured, I will be by your side. Rest assured, I will be by your side. Through the challenging times, we will abide. Through the challenging times, we will abide. Rest assured, I'll come running when you call. Rest assured, I'll come running when you call. And I'll be there to catch you when you fall. And I'll be there to catch you when you fall. Like the shining sun, I'll be there to warm your day. Like the glowing moon, I'll be there to light your way. Rest assured, I give my love only to you. Rest assured, I give my love only to you. A ring of gold and a heart that's true. A ring of gold and a heart that's true. Thank you. So that's Rest Assured. That's going to open the record. You know, in December, I released a Christmas EP called On This Christmas Day. And it was, you know, a lot of compliments on it. I was very grateful for that. The one mistake I made though was I released it the same time Dolly Parton released a Christmas album. So I didn't have a shot. but uh but that's all right. I love Dolly, and this is the for some reason we've always fell into the habit of having the second song be the title track.
Hmm.
It is for all four of my previous records, and this song I wrote for my son Steven. He's my boss when it comes to music. He runs the record label. He's co-producer on the records, and now that we have our studio here at home, he's behind the board and running out while I'm singing and playing. So it's a lot of fun, and working with him. So I wrote this called Traveling Companions for him, and here it is. So we hit the road again, traveling companions to the end. I'm glad you're with me, my friend. Let us see what lies ahead. Let us see what lies ahead. Take the wheel and lead the way. I look around and I must say, this is a picture perfect day to discover what lies ahead. To discover what lies ahead. Life has never been about standing still. Life has never been about standing still. Along the miles we have traversed, we've seen the best, we've seen the worst. People and places so diverse. Can't wait to see what lies ahead. Can't wait to see what lies ahead.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thomas, your road songs are a thread that just, yeah, the journey, you know, that I love personally.
Well, you know, like Howard was saying with the music you've listened to when you were younger and such. I mean, I grew up, uh, first it was when I was young, it was my parents playing Sinatra, Tony Bennett, Bobby Darin.
Yeah.
And not only the music, but it's just the vocal qualities, the singers. And my father was a really terrific singer. And then came the folk, and now what they call classic rock, And then that's when I was living in the Bronx, New York, where I grew up. And then when we moved to New Jersey, my mom found a country music station.
Hmm.
So I got introduced to Willie and Waylon and Johnny Cash and on and on. And so, but I've always, you know, and I grew up with albums, and albums always had a thread to them from one to the other, from beginning to end. Um, as you know, too, I do from time to time with my buddy Ed Jankowitz, we do our Simon and Garfunkel tribute,
Oh yeah,
call ourselves Cuckoo Cachoo, and one
that's
of my
quite
favorites.
quite an amazing uh, duo. The two of you are. I
Yeah,
just
it's a lot of fun, and we started
anyone
doing
who's
that in
not
high
seen
school.
or heard you since high
But
school, right?
yeah, so and of course the song America, which is one of the ultimate road songs, it's always been a favorite of ours to do. So, and I've got another road song later on, which is a really, really, I was really happy with how it come out. So, about a trip out to Western Ohio, and we try to capture that, you know, that same sort of spirit like the song America. So we keep working at it. So
Good stuff.
thank you.
I'm loving it.
So this one, I'm going to raise this thing up. This song I played for y'all on the sound check, and you know, I songs come to me in different ways, and this one came to me just the idea, the title of "With These Hands," and I got a tune, I had this concept, and I just wrote around that, and looking at my life and such, and where I'm at and where I was, and that, so, and where I hope to go, but and things that mean the most to me. So that's how this one. That's how this one came about. And I remember the first time I played it out, it was an open mic up in North Jersey, and there were people crying, and it was like, okay, I think this one works. So I don't want to make people cry, but I knew the emotion of it. The song was getting through, and so this is With These Hands. With these hands, I've worked every day. I've earned my take-home pay to stay clothed and fed, a roof over our heads. And I know as long as I am able, I will work. With these hands, with these hands, I held high our little boy. His face radiated joy. Now he's a grown man. For him I do all I can. And I know as long as I am able, I will hold him high. With these hands, with these hands, I will pray for tomorrow, for a lifting of the sorrow. Last couple of years, we shed too many tears, and I know as long as I am able, I will pray with these hands, with these hands. I write songs for you to convey my love is true. Words and melody, our two-part harmony, and I know as long as I am able, I'll write you songs with these hands.
That's sweet.
Thank you.
You played that at Fellowship Hall, and I think it was possibly our last concert before the shutdown, so to speak. And
Yeah, I
just
believe
love that.
so. Now that one I was really happy with, but I'm glad to be finally recording it. We've been doing our little pre-production things and making sure our adjustments are good and everything. So I think we're ready to go to get this thing done. Like I said, we're planning to have it out when spring arrives. So
Mhm.
looking forward to it. Mark, this one was a couple years ago, I guess now already, that you folks did the benefit for Sutherland Springs, Texas,
Yep.
with the horrible church shooting down there, and that was a great show. I was just so honored to be part of it. There was so many great artists, and it was just such a great cause. And I wrote this song specifically for that show. And so when Steven and I were going through all the songs, we said, "Oh, we got to get this on."
Oh, I'm so glad.
So yeah, I was like I said, that was just a great event and for a great cause. And so this is 26 Stars.
This one will make me cry, Thomas.
What's that?
This one's gonna make me
Uh-oh.
tear up here.
26 stars went out over Texas that night, extinguished by unspeakable hate. The angels bowed their heads over Texas that night, as 26 souls entered heaven's gate. A nation mourned for Texas that night. Media covered the tragedy at length. A river of tears flowed through Texas that night, as a tiny town united through its inner strength. We've got to rise up, walk hand in hand, love and respect for our fellow man, no matter color or creed, gender or race. gotta rise up, walk hand in hand, love and respect for our fellow man, no matter color or creed, gender or race, love and respect we all must embrace. 26 stars went out over Texas that night, extinguished by unspeakable hate. The angels bowed their heads over Texas that night as 26 souls entered heaven's gate.
"26 stars."
Yeah,
That's beautiful and powerful.
said it was such a special night, and you all sent that care package down to them and stuff. It was all
Yep.
really cool. So
A lot of donations.
last Thanksgiving 2019, we drove out to see some dear friends of ours who live outside of Cincinnati, Ohio. And we'd never been out there, and it was great to see. It was my buddy from a buddy of mine from high school and college, and he was my best man at my wedding. And his wife and their two lovely daughters, and who we had never met, their daughters before, and we had a great time, and it was a lovely trip out, and who knew that I'd get 3 songs out of this trip.
Oh man.
And what's really special is that all 3 of them are lyric co-writes with my son.
Nice.
And we really got into this, and so we have them in a row. We call them the Ohio Trilogy, and the first one is for their older daughter, who had I guess 2-3 years ago or so had gone through a really bad breakup, and it's something that still hurts her, unfortunately. And she's a wonderful young lady, and so Steve and I put this together, and it's called Caroline. Caroline, I was sorry to hear how badly you were hurt. Your tears falling as your heart broken in the dirt. Feeling your world was at an end. Feeling your world was at an end. Caroline, don't let yourself be imprisoned by the inner rage. The singing bird should not be captive to a rusty cage. Spread your wings and fly. Spread your wings and fly. Please allow me to give you these simple words, my friend. No matter how broken your heart will surely beat again. Caroline, the pain you are feeling, I once felt it too. If you are ever left wondering what to do, you can take my hand. You can take my hand.
Nice one.
Thank
What do
you.
you think of collaborating with Steven? It's got to be different. You've written a lot of music on your own.
Yeah, it was fun. Like I said, we just got very inspired with this trip, and I asked him, I said, hey, you want to work on this together? And he's like, yeah. So we recounted, we addressed that, what she had gone through, and this next one is the road song. We had such a wonderful drive out to Southwest Ohio. We went the day before Thanksgiving, left very early in the morning, and it was just perfect weather. It was like 35 and sunny, and it was a great ride out, gorgeous. And again, I certainly had never been out that way, and just the drive, Stephen was taking notes on different things and that we saw, and so we sat and we compiled all our observances from that trip out, and 2019 wasn't the easiest year. That earlier that year, Patty had been diagnosed with breast cancer, and thankfully that has not reappeared. So, but it was a trip that we needed, and we were so thankful to our friends for taking us in for a few days that Thanksgiving weekend. So we did this one, and it's called Road Trip to Ohio.
Okay.
Out on the road Thanksgiving week, the car like a library, nobody speaks, so I turn the radio on. Sun rises an hour away, outlaw country station plays another sad Hank Williams song. Autumn weather just as we like, take 81 to the PA Pike. We got two big states to cross. Maiden voyage to Ohio, 600 miles or so. A few more than that if we get lost. Searching for answers, searching for truth, seeking a better life for me and you. Maybe we'll find it in Western Ohio. State troopers make their presence felt. I make sure I buckled my seatbelt. Cars pulled over left and right. Patty makes a call on her phone as we enter a construction zone. Suddenly the lanes are very tight. Stephen's checking the license plates. He's writing down all of the states. Oregon will be driving a while. Up the left lane an SUV flies. It's from New Jersey, what a surprise. A trooper flashes his lights and a smile. Searching for answers, searching for truth, seeking a better life for me and you. Maybe we'll find it in Western Ohio. As we traverse Pennsylvania, we're making good time, I hear Patty say, for the reunion with our dear friends. Through tunnels and mountains we ride, can't wait to get to the other side and see the crystal blue sky again. Over the hills in West VA, nice to see you, but we can't stay. Stephen records another license plate. Down one more hill, and just like that, the world suddenly went flat. Welcome to the Buckeye State. Searching for answers, searching for truth, seeking a better life for me and you. Maybe we'll find it in Western Ohio. In the rear view mirror I see dark skies, while up ahead the sunlit landscape lies. This adventure means so much to us. West on 70 to Columbus, then south on 71. Sun is low in the western sky, I feel a tear in my eye. Hopefully better days have begun. Searching for answers, searching for truth, seeking a better life for me and you. Maybe we'll find it in Western Ohio. Searching for answers, searching for truth, seeking a better life for me and you. Maybe we'll find it in Western Ohio.
Yeah,
Thank you. That's the road trip to Ohio.
excellent. Charlie and I have talked about the black dirt out there.
And you know, as beautiful as it was going out, when we came home that Sunday, it was there was rain, there was ice. It got really dicey in Somerset, PA, out west there. It was like right at 32, and all the trees had ice frozen on them, on the branches and everything.
Wow.
These little, you know, and you got trucks, they're just rolling by. They don't care how, you know, it was going. And so, but it was fitting. We were really bummed out coming home. So, but it was a great trip going out and a great time with them. So, the third song of the trilogy is for their other daughter, Rebecca. Again, wonderful young lady, very, very shy, extremely, extremely shy. And so this is more, I would think, a song of encouragement to, you know, be yourself, and, you know, you're a beautiful person. And again, like I said, Stephen co-wrote lyrics with me on this one. So this is called Rebecca. I felt great anticipation for our inaugural meet. I had high expectations as we turned onto your street. introductions were cordial. In the first few moments of twilight, then it seemed in an instant you said hello, then said goodnight. Oh, dear Rebecca, where do I begin? I am standing at your doorway. Won't you please let me in? When you showed me your drawings, magic with ink and pen, I expressed how impressed I was. I sincerely thought right then that I had found an opening, that I had lifted the veil. But then you gathered up the pictures. There was no more wind to fill the sails. When the sun comes from behind the clouds and frees itself to show its rays, allow yourself to be like that sun. Spread your warmth every day. On the eastbound highway heading home, on the blacktop the raindrops dance. I look out the window as miles roll by. I hope there'll be a second chance. Oh, dear Rebecca, where do I begin? I was standing at your doorway, wishing you had let me in. Oh, dear Rebecca, where do I begin? I was standing at your doorway, wishing you had let me in.
Ah, that's nice.
Thank you. So that's Rebecca. How we doing on time there, boss?
You know, we advertised till 8, and I know you may not have quite that many. You might, but we're loving this. I got to tell you, you know, we get comments, mostly me, someone named Kathy Messman, I don't know, and Nancy.
Oh, I know Kathy.
You know Nancy?
I know who Kathy is.
Okay, or Kathy Messman. Okay, and you know, folks are loving the music, so Sing all you want, Thomas.
All right. Well, this one, this is a fun song I wrote. The greatest compliment I've ever gotten, I've been fortunate to get it a number of times, is that a song I've written has touched someone's heart, touched someone's soul. And I don't think there's any better compliment than that.
Mm.
And I have some dear friends who own the Luna Pizza restaurant out in Three Bridges. And last fall, their youngest daughter, Rachel, and her companion, Harvey, moved out to Scottsdale, Arizona. And it's a big step for her. And she went to Fairleigh Dickinson University, and they had her sorority had a special event, mom and daughter and grandmom event, and it was like 150 people. And she got it set up to where I played that event. And it was in a mansion on the campus. And I thought for sure that when I walked into the building, the sirens go off, there'd be nets coming down from the ceilings to, trap me and stuff. I'm like, wow, I've never been in a place like this before. But it was a lot of fun, and I've known them for 10, 11 years now, and they're just some of the best people ever. And so I was actually picking up pizza at their restaurant, and they were telling me that Rachel was moving, and her dad said, hey, there might be a song there. So I was like, all right, let's see. And sure enough, I came up with this song, and I debuted it on one of my Facebook shows, and the whole family listened to it, and they all loved it. And she sent me just a beautiful note of thanks. And so I'm going to do this for you. It's called Rachel and Harvey.
Excellent.
Rachel and Harvey, an unusual pair. She was taller, he had longer hair. She had rescued him from a bitter end. Two beneficiaries of circumstance, neither was really looking for romance, more like the companionship of a really good friend. Spent some time at the Jersey Shore. When she looked at him, her heart would soar, because his loyalty was so true. She said, we're gonna live under Arizona skies. Not much for words, he looked at her with eyes that said, I would go anywhere with you. Rachel and Harvey going to Arizona. Mom and Dad, when we get there, I'll be sure to phone ya. Remember, you're 3 hours ahead, so don't call me in the morning when I'm still in bed. Rachel and Harvey making a new life in Arizona. Just never know what life will give to you. Be sure to have the dial set on gratitude. Getting accustomed to the dry heat where you can fry an egg on the street. She asked, how's the heat treating you? He just said rough. Rachel and Harvey carry on, knowing they'll make it, because the tough get going whenever the going gets tough. Rachel and Harvey going to Arizona. and Dad, when we get there, I'll be sure to phone ya. Remember you're 3 hours ahead, so don't call me in the morning when I'm still in bed. Rachel and Harvey making a new life in Arizona.
Wow. Now, Thomas, how many of the folks you've written these songs for have heard them?
I think pretty much everybody.
Good.
I know when I first played it on Facebook, and her whole family had watched the show. So, but she sent me a message on Facebook. It was just the dearest, letter of gratitude and thanks. And I have it hanging up in the studio, and it meant so much to me to. But yeah, it's like I said, it's just the people I know, and it was a unique situation, and so it's fun to do.
They say write what you know, and don't write about you know medieval times, fantasy world, and
Yeah,
whatnot. Write what you know, and I think through you've got songs, really moving songs about the companionship of Patty, a song about your mom
yeah.
in tough days, uh, and these songs here, collaborating with Stephen and loved ones and family, and um, you're like the poster child for if you write from your heart, you're gonna find great stories, music, and creations.
Yeah.
I have
Well,
to tell you, it's an awesome thing.
thank you. Yeah, no, I've one of the things, and I think a lot of it goes back to my love of country music, and I've seen interviews with artists, and I met one of my favorite songwriters from Texas, Rodney Crowell. I met him a couple of years ago at the Sellersville Theater in Pennsylvania, and I got to talk with him after the show, and what a gentleman! And we talked about songwriting, and of course, they all feel it's the greatest element of songs is truth. And even if it's like a fictionalized story, it's based on something that's true. I mean, on my second album, I wrote the song "This Close to Heaven," which was about the Irish laborers who worked on the Empire State Building. And it was from an article that I had read. And I wrote the story song through the eyes of one of these. Now, I wasn't there in 1930 and 31, but it was based on the truth of that whole experience. And, but yeah, I find, you gravitate a lot to what means the most to you, who means the most to you, experiences that you've had. I was playing and writing songs in my 20s, and I can honestly say, I wrote garbage because I really didn't do much living at that time and in my teens and early 20s. And so I'm glad, people say, oh boy, you started so late. I'm like, it's a good thing because, the songs are a lot better than what I wrote, back then. So, but I'm going to do a couple more. I know you guys are. I know you'd said 8, and I don't want to go too far past.
Well, I got a comment here. Whoever's logged in at our church as our church ID on YouTube said, "Don't stop now."
Let me see. There's 4 more on the album.
Okay.
So let me do this one. This I wrote back. Wound up writing this on March 30th, which is Patty's birthday, and it was again just of what was going on. The lockdown had occurred a couple weeks prior, and we were getting hit with that first wave of COVID, and so I wrote this, for all the medical workers, in whatever position they're at, and of course I was mainly with the folks at Hunter Medical, where my wife has been too many times in the last year and a half or so, and So I wanted to write something, and it got out there. In fact, somewhere at Hunterdon Medical, there's a framed copy of the lyrics for this song, and they had done a video collage of all these photographs that they got from people showing lights or candles in the mirrors, supporting them and such. And they did a whole 4-minute video of all these pictures, and they used the song as the background.
That's amazing. I have to tell you, Thomas, I've been thinking about the fact that, we're having this whatever wave we're on, and in some parts of the country, it's quite serious with beds and
Oh yeah.
back to ventilators and whatnot. And it reminded me that in that period, you talk about the end of March, beginning of April, the numbers may have been similar. They were actually not quite as bad as they are now, but we were living in the unknown at the time. And it really makes this song that much more meaningful.
Yeah.
That was a time that was scarier. Just the numbers don't tell that story.
Yeah. No, it was, I felt I just needed to do something, and, as a songwriter, this is what you do. So,
Yeah.
But this is You Are Heroes. You were at the front lines, battling against the odds. Seems no end in sight. You wonder why the gods would allow such things to be, but you know you must be brave. They just brought in another that you are committed to save. Oh, hasn't been a storm with severity like this. Its arrival was sudden and swift. Its mark it did not miss. But you will not be dismayed. There is so much work to do to bolster you in these dark days. These words are here for you. You are loved, you are not forgotten. You are loved, and we thank you for all you do. You are heroes. Feel abandoned, you may feel all alone. Supplies decrease and cases rise. The pandemic is full blown. Let your heart not be troubled. Let your resolve stay true to bolster you in these hard times. Many are pulling for you. You are loved. You are not forgotten. You are loved, and we thank you for all you do. You are heroes. You are not forgotten. You are loved, and we thank you for all you do.
Wow. You hear those comments that, the soldiers have been putting their lives on the line. We need every parade and holiday we have, for
Yep.
sure. But boy, you almost can't imagine that we don't have some sort of a holiday down the line. We
Well, there
appreciate
should be.
those on the front lines, right?
Yeah, I was pretty shocked that they weren't named Persons of the Year by Time Magazine. But
Mm,
it was 2020, so anything was possible. The flip side, of course, of this whole COVID mess has been the effect on everybody and all of the staying at home, and the businesses and the small businesses. Unfortunately, they've been taking it on the chin so much and everything, and the social distancing and all right, we were in Staples today, Steve and I. We had to get a new printer, and all right, that says wrong way. You got to go down to that aisle and walk.
yeah.
So I figured, you have to, and it's just the Irish in me. You have to look at things a little humorously, or else you just go out and jump off the roof or something. And so I looked at social distancing, and eventually, I guess there'll be a time when we don't have to be so distant from each other. And I thought, you know what? When that time comes, there's no doubt that we all know people who should still keep their distance from us for one reason or another. And so I wrote this song just to bring a little comic relief, I guess, and it's called Social Distancing. He walked into the restaurant full of himself and bon vivant, thinking he was what every woman would want, made him stand up proud and tall. He did his strut and he did his sway. The patrons didn't know what to say. The cologne that he was wearing that day was peeling the paint off the walls. The government says social distancing is the thing to do. Well, there never will be an acceptable distance between me and you. She was standing by the bar, believing she was a movie star. The low neckline showed the scar where her heart had been removed. I noticed she was looking at me. My initial reaction was to flee. Chalk it up to standards and dignity. I made haste for the door. The government says social distancing is the thing to do. Well, there never will be an acceptable distance between me and you. Some may find it hard to swallow, but the words you hear, they are not hollow. So put on your big boy pants and follow the social distancing rule. However, when all is said and done, they should not exempt everyone. Undoubtedly, there will still be some who should still keep their distance. The government says social distancing is the thing to do. Well, there never will be an acceptable distance between me and you. So that is social distancing, or at least my warped take on it. So
Oh, it's brilliant. You know, I have to say there were things going on. You were sharing at the time in the middle of 2019. We don't have to go back into history, but out of some unfortunate events, we noticed the next crop of songs had a lot of spicy humor in them.
yeah, yeah. Well, like I said, being Irish, you got to look at things that way, and it's a nice trait to have. And I think I wrote 5 or 6 pandemic songs, and that was the best of the lot. And glad to be putting that on the new album. So, as I am glad to be putting this one on. I wrote this a couple years ago, and this one is very near and dear to my heart. There are 2 Stevens that my son is named after. One of them was Patty's brother Stephen, who unfortunately only lived one day. And then my cousin Stephen, who, when I was a teenager, he was a year older than me. And when I grew up in the Bronx, a lot of my cousins on my mother's side lived around the corner. And so we all grew up together. And my cousin Stephen had a heart of gold. He was just a most wonderful person. And I guess it was a couple years after we had moved out of the Bronx. His family was still in there. And we heard he was a year older than me. So he was 17 at the time. And there had been some gang issues in the neighborhood at that time. And it was a wrong place, wrong time scenario where he and his younger brother Joseph, who he and I hung out a lot when we were kids, and they were walking out of this convenience store around the corner from where I lived, and at the same time there was a city bus coming down the road, and there were a couple of people, young people from this one gang, and they thought they spotted someone from the other gang, and one of them, who was like 15 years old, started shooting out the window of the bus. And unfortunately, one of the bullets hit my cousin Stephen in the head, and he died the next day. So I got to a point where I finally, and it just happened. I knew, I guess, eventually I would write a song about my cousin and losing him, because it really had an impact on me as a teenager. And and I always knew in the back of my mind that if we had a son, that would be his name. And so I wrote this, and I wrote it because what happened was there was a couple of years ago, there was an incident in the Bronx that was very similar to what happened with my cousin. And it just really just wow. And then just the words started flowing, and I was able to write this. So this is called October 3rd, 1974, which is the date that he was shot. And this goes out to him.
Wow.
Last night the networks had breaking news. Gang members stabbed a young man outside a store. Later in the hospital, he perished from his wounds. Turns out he wasn't the man the gang was going for. I pulled out a faded newspaper article. A gang's bullet found a young man exiting a store. Later in the hospital, he perished from his wounds. Turns out he wasn't the man the gang was going for. You were 17 years young with many years ahead. I'm sure you never imagined it would end so fast. With a soda in your hand as you opened the door. Did you even notice the bus as it passed? I can feel you in the wind. I can hear you in that bird song. But the pain still resides in my heart since October 3rd, 1974. I can feel you in the wind. I can hear you in that bird song. But the pain still resides in my heart since October 3rd, 1974. Over 40 years have passed since that dark day. Yet the headlines are essentially the same. My memory of you lives in this box of pictures, and in my son who bears your name. I can feel you in the wind. I can hear you in that bird song. But the pain still resides in my heart since October 3rd, 1974.
Moving once again.
Yeah, I actually, when I wrote it, Steve made a video of me performing it, and we put it up on Facebook, and I heard there was almost 2,000 views of it, and I heard from so many people who were still living in New York, who knew my cousin, went to school with my cousin. It was overwhelming, but he was a very much loved individual, and like I said, gone way, way, way too soon. And
You were saying.
but
My minister had said when my dad passed away that there are some people who burn like a candle, not too, kind of dim and long.
yeah,
Some people burn, like a flare or a, you
Mhm.
know, a firework display, bright and
Right.
brief, and it's Billy Joel, only the good die young. But I mean, it's just amazing how often that's the case. Where
Yep.
it's not just a euphemism. There really are special people sometimes get taken from us.
Yeah.
That was beautifully done.
Thank you. So we wanted to close the record with something special. And there are days here in the house that are more special than others. And those are the days that my dear Patricia gets her baking apron on and bakes cookies or, whatever it is. I mean, it's just Stephen and I, we walk in the house and there's that scent in the air, and it's just magic. And of course, we just went through it. At Christmas time, of course, is the biggest time of all, where she'll bake all sorts of stuff. Um, so I knew eventually I'd get around to writing a song about it, and I think it's the perfect ending for this album. And thank you all so much for indulging me to play the whole thing for y'all. And like I said too, it was a great fun and great hearing Bill and Howard, and really enjoyed it and inspired me to do the best I could here for y'all. So, but this one will round out the record. The record's going to be called Traveling Companions, and this song is called It's Baking Day. Today I staggered home from work. The world outside had gone berserk. I shut the door, exhausted from the fray. Then I was jolted awake. What is that smell? 1 second elapsed, and I could tell. Holy moly, it's baking day. Baking day makes everything alright. And I don't mind if my pants get tight. It's baking day. I walked over to the kitchen. Let me tell you, buddy, I was itching to see what masterpieces adorned the tray. In her apron, she held a rolling pin. There was no way to contain my grin. Hallelujah, it's baking day. Baking day makes everything alright. And I don't mind if my pants get tight. It's baking day. Nothing better after a dinner of chicken and noodles than a glass of milk and half a dozen snickerdoodles. Gingerbread, checkerboard, marble, and apricot crisp. Salted caramel, butterscotch, and chocolate chip. Did I forget to mention Christmas? That's the time when the missus labors to create the ultimate cookie display. It doesn't matter what our family sent us. What's in the cookie tins are the real presents. For 3 weeks in December, it's baking day. Baking day makes everything alright. And I don't mind if my pants get tight. It's baking day.
All right. Well, that was an awesome tour. Oh, let me see here. I've got, I don't know if I can make this, clean this up a little bit. I was hoping some of the other artists would come on here. There we go. Hide non-video participants. And just wave goodbye. Howard, great having you. Thomas, always great having you. And
Thank you for having me.
and let's just say goodbye to everyone and wish them all a safe and great week.
Yep, you too. And Charlie, we can't forget Charlie.
Yeah, I don't know. He said he would share his video, but thank you, everyone, and have a great night.
Great job, Bill. Great job, Howard.
You too, Tommy. Nice to see you.